Yes, everybody, welcome back to Football United TV. This is a mixed match between United across the globe and Gunners from all corners. I've got a great panel with us today. 3 Arsenal fans, 3 Man United fans. But first of all, you know what's coming. It's that special intro. Yes, people, welcome back to Gunners from all corners versus United across the globe. We're talking about the preview of this Sunday's game is Arsenal versus Man United, and I want to say hello to everybody on the panel right now. Starting off with Marley. How you doing, bro? How's Rio?
Doing well, man. Rio's cold. In my perspective, not for yours.
What, 27 Celsius, yeah? Pretty cold.
No. It's like 21, but it's been like 16, 17 at night. Like it's chilly, mate. It's chilly. Yeah, I know.
Oh, poor you have to suffer in 21 degrees in the love of Rio. I feel for you.
It's my reality. It's my reality, you know.
Welcome to King Saeed too, right?
Yeah. It's good to be back. It's been a while. It's been a couple of months, but I'm looking forward to be here.
Good, mate. Thank you so much. Mr. B's in the house as well. How you doing, mate?
I'm good as always, man. I'm good as always. I'm not happy that you put me so close to Mr. Herbert, but look, it's a small screen. And
cherish it, Mr. B. Cherish it. Bring on tomorrow. Bring on tomorrow night. We'll be even closer.
I don't want to say that publicly out loud like that, Anthony.
Well, not that. No, well, you know what.
How are you doing, Anthony? Now you've had your shower and you're on. Well done.
Yeah, not too bad. It's been, work, building trade, pissing down with rain all day. Ain't been a good one for me. So, and getting back work from late. So, apologies that I was late.
It's okay. Would you swap that rain for Marley's 22 Celsius weather right now? Pretty sure you would.
Definitely. Of course I would. Oh, definitely. I don't know what he's moaning for. Blindly. Oh, yeah.
I'm Brazilian.
They're always down, aren't they? Even on the geographical map.
Yeah.
Football Power Hour. How are you doing, mate? Back once again. Botswanapapi.
I'm fantastic. Matt. I'm privileged to be joining you guys. I'm so excited to talk about this historic rivalry. It's a big game. It's a big game coming up this weekend. So I'm excited.
It is, and we are going to talk about the game probably halfway through. We're going to start off, though, talking about the past and the present of the clubs.
Yes.
We're going to ask each set of fans what they think of the opposite club. But before anything else, you know what's coming, Marley. I've got to shout out Galasso Kits. If I am able to do that, absolutely I can. They are... Fire! Galasso Kits. We're sponsored and we're in partnership with Galasso Kits. If you go onto their channel, on their website, you can get kits from all over the world. If I can just go back on there. Sorry, there we go. Argentina, Inter Miami 2022, Trinidad and Tobago 2021-22, Newcastle United 2017-2018. Loads of shirts on here, and you can get a discount as well when you tune into the Fetus show. There is a promo code, and it gets you, I think, about 15%. Is that right, Marley?
Yes. Everything they have is 100% authentic, by the way. And they literally, like, this is not an exaggeration. Johnny says it all the time. They have stuff from Second Division Congo. Like, this is how far their web spreads. So you can find stuff from everywhere, and they ship everywhere as well. And yeah, check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, check it out. And check out the feature show this Sunday as well for that promo code. Right, let's get into it then, ladies and gentlemen. Where can I find? Here we go. Right. Man United, past and present. But what I need to do, actually, first of all, is I need to swap around where we are, because Mr. B doesn't want to be near Antony. That's absolutely
Thank you
cool.
very much.
Oh,
Now we've got it.
God.
There we go.
yeah.
So we're
I
going to
think
ask.
well, it must have been.
That's brilliant. Antony, start us
Sorry,
off, mate.
Anthony.
We want to hear your opinions on Man United past and present. What you think of our football club, mate. And don't be shy, all right? You say it how it is, cuz, all right?
I'm going to say how it is. I feel Man United were better, obviously, in the past than what they are in the present now. To me, Sir Alex Ferguson was you've got to say he was the best manager of all time. I will give you that. Obviously, but the amount of truth is in that he's won. I do feel the best team that you had was most probably within the 90s. If you want me to name your 11 players, I most probably could. Do you want me to do that?
Do whatever you want, mate. It's all right.
Well, Schmeichel in goal. You know, I think they see Gary Neville, but they give him a lot of stick. I prefer Paul Parker. You know, the likes of Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Irwin on the left. You know, and then you had Giggs on the left wing. Andrei Kanchelskis on the right, who I admired that player, Andrei Kanchelskis, and obviously with Scholes and Keane in the middle, and then up front, the king himself, Erik Cantona, and
I like this, Antony. Keep going.
and obviously, I got to put him into the equation because he used to play for my home team, Bristol City. I got to put Andy Cole up there as well. So I feel, he was a good player. He was a very good player. So I feel you had the better team and the better manager. But now, as we fast forward into the present, you ready for this? I don't think you're as much good. I mean, you've had different managers after Alex Ferguson. He's been, you couldn't really hardly replace him at all. You've had so many managers there. I know Ten Hag's there now, hoping that he'd do well for you guys. But listen, only time will tell. And I believe that when you're playing against us this weekend, don't quote me on this, but I think your new striker, I think he might be participating in the game. So this is what I've heard for the grapevine. So there you go. So that's my passing present on Man United.
I think it was actually pretty good. I thought you were going to give us a lot there in the end, and you didn't actually. I think it was reality, to be fair.
Yeah, well, you're shit now, but you're better years ago. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Marley, what are you saying, mate? What's your thoughts?
I hope the King's got some insults within what he's gonna say, because I'm not really one to do that. I'll give him my 2 cents.
Leave it to me. Don't worry. I'll speak about Harry Maguire and don't worry.
Thank you. There it is. Unlike Antony, I'm not gonna name an 11 because I don't care. So I don't feel like I should. But United, I see it as the biggest team in England. That's how I've always seen it. In Brazil, as I've said it plenty times, I've never really seen Tottenham as a rival. Like, my rivals have always been United and Chelsea, because I don't know one Spurs fan, not really. So why should I see it that way? But United, I don't agree with that. Ferguson's the best manager of all time. I think Guardiola's taken that spot, but I see him as the second best manager of all time, and that's a great spot to be in. And I think it was gonna be tough to recover from that anyway. And I think you guys struggled, and I think you guys are heading in the right direction. But right now, I do think Arsenal's a couple steps ahead. So I'm still seeing this derby that we're going to be seeing soon in a positive way. I'm pretty optimistic, but I don't think it's going to be long before United's back to being truly competitive. Maybe not like the Ferguson days, because nowadays it might take some crazy investment to get back to that kind of dominance that he used to have. So yeah, that's my 2 cents right there.
I'm gonna have to rewind back and ask some of the United panel here on what Marley said there, that he thinks that Pep Guardiola has overtaken Alex Ferguson. Any of you guys disrepute that at all?
I would have said his head's been in the sun, but he said it was 21 degrees. So maybe that drink that he's drinking there's got some tequila or some Brazilian version of rum in there, because that is the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. So Marley,
Right.
I respect your opinion. I 100% disagree with it, but
Wow. Footballpowerhour?
Yeah.
I disagree with it. I think Pep he's a great manager. He's on his way to still challenge Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy. He's not conquered it, not at all. So yeah, no, I'll just be short and brief with it and say Pep, he's on his way, but not yet there.
King Saeed.
Yeah,
What
for
you
me,
got to say
Man
about that? You got
United.
anything to say about that?
Okay, for me, Pep is the one that I prefer. It's down to, I think it's, when you speak about maybe top 3 in anything, it's down to preference more than this is actual fact. So when you talk about basketball, who's the best basketballer in the world, some will tell you LeBron, some will tell you Michael Jordan, some will tell you Kobe. In football, some will tell you Messi, some will tell you Maradona, some will tell you CR7. And for me, when it comes to manager, you got to put Alex up there, you got to put Pep Guardiola up there, you got to put Mourinho up there. And for me, it's down to preference. And I prefer the style of Guardiola. And that's why, for me, he's my number 1. I like the way he wants to play football. Some people think it's boring. I enjoy it. I enjoy the way he wants to dominate the ball, the way he wants to interchange, the way he wants to create triangles. That's what I like. But I got mad respect for Sir Alex. I hate him. I hate Man United, but I respect the club for what they've done. But I do hate you guys. I got to be honest, growing up, playing against Man United was the biggest and best game for me in the world. I used to love them games. Everybody used to be up for it. The fans, the managers, the player, the media. You could feel it on the ground, even from the TV. Like, you could feel the tension. But Man United I felt like, when the thing was, Arsenal were the team who had like the flair, the Wenger ball, and United were like the big bullies and won more than us, and that was true. And it was painful for us as Arsenal fans, Here we are, but we play better than them, but they beat us, Could be like a silly counter attack from a corner. You'll just see Tevez and Rooney and TR7 just run through past us, and it was annoying. Yeah, it was annoying. But when I look at Man United now, I am a bit worried in terms of, I thought that eriktenhag maybe was the man who was going to change your pathway for the better. But I'm not too sure anymore. I'm not sure if the issue is him, if it is the Glazers, or if it is a combination of both. Because some of the transfers and players and the style of play, I'm not sure. Who do you blame? Because we've seen managers.
We're not too sure about Arteta either. We're not too sure.
Transfers and players. So what transfers have we? What transfers has Ten Hag made that have failed? Tell me. Martinez, has he been a failure? Martinez.
Do you want me to answer?
Has he been? Yeah, go on. Tell me. Go on.
Okay, so for me, Malacia, he's not kicked on yet. I'm not saying he's trash, but he hasn't cemented his place in the team. He's still a bench player behind Luke Shaw.
Yeah, and that's expected. Luke Shaw is a full England international. Go on.
Okay,
Next.
So he has not improved you yet. I think Mason Mount, for me, is not the one. I think
the season started and we played 3 games. So okay, go on.
Okay. Forget about Mount, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Antony.
Casemiro.
Yeah.
I know you want to talk about Antony.
Okay, Casemiro is one of the best DMs in the world. I don't have a problem with Casemiro. I do think, is that when
Casemiro's the best CDM in the world. Okay, go on.
He's not the best CDM in the world.
When you buy Casemiro, I said one of the best. I still think Rodri is the best CDM.
Try to,
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But for me, Casemiro solid. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. I think Varane solid as well. Maybe injury prone, but that's not on the manager really. He wasn't injury prone-ish when he joined you.
He didn't sign Varane.
Oh, okay. So you see. So the players that he has signed, he signed Antony, right?
Yeah, this is the one that you want to talk about. Talk about Antony because you came on the stream and you had Antony in your head. So get it out the way. But let me tell you something. Of the signings that we made, you said Casemiro was good. Varane, who we didn't sign, was good. Mason Mount, who's played 3 games, has been trash. So you're waiting for Antony. So talk away.
Yeah. So for me, Antony, he's not the one. Yeah. I don't think Premier League suits him. I don't think he has the pace or the temperament to play in the Premier League. I haven't seen anything from him to suggest that he's going to be good. I don't think he has the output, and I don't think he takes on players enough. And I think he's too predictable for what he wants to do. And I think that's why he's struggling there on the right side. And United spend a lot of money on him, a lot. I'm not sure about the exact figures, but I know you spent a lot of money on him, and there was a lot of hopes on him to really.
It sounds like a bit like Pepe. Is that what you're saying? That sort of style?
Yeah, 100%. Like Pepe was bought under Emery, and there was a lot of expectation around Pepe. But again, he would every now and then he would score a wonderful goal here and there, but in the end it was never enough. And it's the same with Antony. Every now and then he would score a beautiful goal. He would do something nice on the pitch, but he's not consistent.
Let's not forget Pepe is a 20-year-old man and Antony is only 23 years old. And this is just his first. He's just
but Pepe joined at 25, right? Yeah, Antony's younger. But Antony cost more, and Antony is still playing for you guys.
Antony didn't cost more. How much did Pepe cost, brother? How much did Pepe cost?
Pepe cost
79 million pounds. Thank you.
No,
72. So they cost 72. The same. So they cost the same.
72 grand.
So
how is it the same?
They cost the same.
Antony cost 100 million euros, right?
Sorry, how much did Antony cost? How much did that cost?
100 million euros.
Why is the other price in pounds and the other one in euros?
Thank you very much. Somebody please tell this guy. You know what, brother? God.
But anyway, the exact figure is in where the argument is. Whether he costs 70 million, 80 million, 60 million. I don't think Antony is a Man United starter level. That's my opinion. I think you can get better wingers and more value for money. That's just my opinion. And I think one thing you can give to Ten Hag is that he managed to win a trophy last season and he got you to third. No one can take that away from him. And that's very good first season. What I'm worried about with Ten Hag is looking at this transfer market this season, the players that you're chasing, the players like Reguilon, Cucurella,
Why have we signed Cook? Why have we gone in for Reguilon and Cucurella? Is it because both of our first and second choice left backs are injured?
Yeah, but again, why do you keep on signing players that aren't gonna be good enough?
Because
you can't tell me that
we've got 3 days before
you did this problem. You did this problem with Weghorst. And in the end, it just creates another problem in the long run.
3 days before
you did this problem with
we're injured.
Stop. You did this issue with that Nigerian centre forward that you bought, and in the end, it just creates another problem. You just push the problem longer on. For me, if you're gonna buy a player, buy someone who's gonna be a starter. Or don't buy at all.
We're not buying a player. We are loaning the player because our first choice left back and second choice left back are injured until December. So we need cover.
And
That's why we've gone into them. But
for me,
because just let me write down what I need to ask you something about.
Yeah. For me, starters. Instead of buying a left back that isn't good enough for me, because Reguilón doesn't even start for Tottenham. He's not even their second choice. So I don't know why he's coming into Man United. That's just my opinion. I think it's the wrong approach.
You haven't heard the thing I've said, have you? You haven't heard the thing I've said. Why is Reguilón coming to Manchester United? Because we have two players injured. Who else are we going to get on loan? Who else are we going to get on loan with 4 days before the end of the window?
Don't buy a player on loan, because do you know why?
Luke Shaw,
for example.
So play Alvaro Fernandez, who has no experience. Play Alvaro Fernandez, who has no experience.
No. I'm telling you, you buy a starting left back. That's what I'm saying.
When we've already got two starting backs at the club.
Because Luke Shaw, for me, the way he's aging, I think that left centre back could be his. I think Luke Shaw, when he plays centre back,
all I want is facts. All I want is facts.
And for me, Malacia, he looks good going forward, but he can't defend for his life. And I'm not sure if he's someone who can be a starting left back for Man United. And again, it's my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Write it down, Mr. B, because it will now be your turn for the rebuttal as well.
For me, again, if you look at Højbjerg, why are you linked to Højbjerg? He's trash. Again, it's not a player that, for me, will take you where you need to go.
No, yeah.
And these are the things for me. This is what, when I say that I worry for... Hey, stop. I worry for Man United. Stop. Sorry, guys. One second.
It's okay. Right, well, look, wait for King to come back a minute. We are going to read out some comments. This is great talk. Well done, Mr. B, and well done, King Say, really digging in deep there. I'm wondering what Al was going to say. We got to let him get on as well and have his say. Bobby K, the virtual Spuds, Stephanie Griffith, when two tribes go to war. Mr. B and Anthony in the building, the Man United agenda aggro. Big up, Pappy. Alex Maninga and Anelka Ranger, the Seaman and Right one title in 1998. Pep, okay, but way to go yet. Longevity. Evening all from Arsenal, the history and more. Big up to you. Chelsea Dan, big up to Chelsea Dan. Football Power Hour, Man United and Arsenal going to draw. Both sides are looking poor. Man United been lucky and Arsenal couldn't beat Fulham. You're muted.
What is it?
There's no way. There's no way it's going to be a draw, fam. You're just a Chelsea friend that, like, you know, things are not looking good over there. Focus on Chelsea for now, Chelsea dead. Because Man United, it's going to be a war at the Emirates. That's all I'm saying right now.
Different conversation, me.
Chelsea are just here because they weren't in the Champions League draw today. That's the reason.
Exactly.
Nothing else to do. Not even the bloody Europa League conference. Look at Brighton. Look at Aston Villa. Look at them.
Oh,
sorry, that's just totally Chelsea this now. Yeah, but Kai Havertz 65 mil drip dry been crap for Arsenal. Football Power Hour, big up geezer. Arsenal are bottle jobs.
Now he's talking sense.
Stephanie says, Anthony, 8 goals first season, 1 trophy. Get rid of him and get Pepe off Arsenal. Yeah, but how's your 65 mil K Havertz doing and your rice pudding?
Rice been doing more.
That's all right. If he's on the show tomorrow, I'll rinse him. That's Chelsea Dan. He comes on the Friday night takeaway. Mr. B, I tell you.
If I'm all the way from Miami, it's Mateo. Hello, lads.
Sorry,
Florida, I think, actually, isn't it, Mateo? It might not be Miami. Settle down, Mr. B. Take your notes. He is. He's done it. He's actually written them down as well, as we used to do in the old schools. None of those like tablets or anything like that. He's writing it down. You know that connectivity from the finger movement, from the brain to the paper. That's what we need. Because Man United are desperate for players like Liverpool. Kind of true, I guess. They both are.
Yeah, because they didn't buy an entire high school like Chelsea did.
Oh God, they buy players every day, don't they? Chelsea for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. Last season, when we signed Malacia as backup to Shaw, we already had Tellez, Williams, and Alvaro F on our books. That's 5 left backs. Now we have Regulion on loan, Casemiro alternative 0. Genius planning. And yes, but Man United 1 season drop. So, Mr. B, let's go back on to you. Hopefully, King Said comes back because I know you might want to just rebuttal a few things there. But Mr. B, how do you feel about Arsenal, past and present, and what we were talking about with King?
Rivalry, is Arsenal. That's what I remember. That's what I grew up on. My favorite manager from Arsenal is George Graham. It's just a shame that he got done for stealing money. To be fair, the best player, Ian Wright. I love him to death. I think as a player, that's who, if I played football, I would want to be like Ian Wright. His attitude, his aggression, his finishing, his never say die attitude. As a person who has no love for Arsenal at all, I think Ian Wright is fantastic. I think he's fantastic. Arsenal fans are probably the ones that get to me the most. Yeah, I think they do. I think they do. And that's all I've got to say about Arsenal, to be fair. I
couldn't tell that Arsenal fans get to you. I could.
Interesting, come on.
What's that? What was that?
Well, I'm interested more, but you've got more to say. I know you.
No, I have nothing. I have nothing else to say on Arsenal. They'll be there. I mean, look, they're ahead of us. I mean, I'm interested to see what your team is going to be like on Sunday. To be fair, I want to know if it's going to be this hybrid right midfield, squeezing in Thomas Partey that he's gone with all season, or if he's going to think, fuck me, Partey. Sorry, Matt.
No,
Partey on the right. Rashford flip-flapped him centre of the park last season. Do I leave him out on the right again, or does his philosophy go out of the window because he knows what he's doing is wrong?
Any Arsenal fans above?
Well, he should do, because I think, to be honest with you, I don't think Arteta knows his first 11. Marty knows my opinion on it. We have said this on Gunners of All Corners. Personally, playing Partey at right back is absolute rubbish. When we play Ben White at right back and you've got Saka on the wing, they sort of kind of rotate. They knew the system and they work well. Partey hasn't got the speed and the depth to rotate with Saka, so Saka is pretty much lost out there, and he's putting in 95% of the work. Yeah, you can. Yeah, and to be honest with you, that with Saka doing that is wrong. He's a brilliant player. He's young. He's still learning. One of our top goal scorers last season, but he needs that player to play behind him, which is Ben White. Because I don't know where I do want to talk about the game. I suppose we're going to be talking about this a bit later, aren't we, Matt? About the game.
After Football Power Hour has his say, and we have a little bit of a banter moment.
Yeah, and then but that's the problem we've got. The other problem we've got is on the left back side as well. So obviously, if Shevchenko features, which I'm not a keen fan of him. If he features, I'd rather him playing left back than.
You say Shevchenko?
Yeah.
Shevchenko.
No. Shevchenko. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, all right. But what I'm saying is, he would have to be the right back, because our centre back, is exactly the same thing as Partey with Martinelli. He's not rotating enough. It's not good. They haven't got the speed to go down the. Do you know what I'm saying? To help each player out, they haven't got that. So this weekend, Sunday, Arteta has got to change the system. He's got to play a different total ball game if he wants to get anything out of this game.
So do like a post Angela Koglu, basically do what he did in the Carabao Cup. Is that what you're saying?
Uh,
I'm sorry, I'm giving it to Arsenal and Tottenham fans there in one.
no. We know a Tottenham guy. I know a Tottenham guy. Goes by the name of Don P. And he talks about the inverted quite a lot, but I don't see it. I don't see it enough. So the Tottenham are a different war game altogether. They wish they could play football like us at the minute, but they can't.
All right, fair enough. Don P as a name. Is that Don Perignon by any chance? Or
Yeah, that's probably what he thinks it means, to be fair.
Yeah.
Very original. Football Power Hour, mate.
Yo, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, they just have a natural hate for in the Premier League. And, Liverpool is one of them, but Arsenal. For me, grew up like it was just the team that I was just, the fixture. When you get the fixture list, you're always like, okay, when are we? When is that one happening? Okay, and then from there, like I remember just sort of also admiring from a distance what the legacy that they were building with the invisible team, and then from there, like my favorite I think player from Arsenal would be Henry. And I remember that goal where he just sort of like, held off. It might have been Dennis Irving, and he just like flicked the ball up for himself and then just hit the most natural, easy, seamless goal ever. And I think it might have been Fabian Barthez, who was the goalkeeper. He did not even dive. He was just like a passenger. And had Wenger clapping like a proud father, that was like, one of the most like iconic moments for me, being like, wow, I really wish we had that player. I like Bergkamp a little bit too. Dennis Bergkamp was good, and Pires, but like Henry is the one where I was just like, damn it. Well, how couldn't he end up at Man United? And then like Wenger's like a coach I always sort of like had a respect for. And then except that I wish I could unhear Mourinho's statements saying like he's a specialist in failure, because like that's somehow that just like makes me like look at like other Arsene Wenger moments where he was like, I looked at this statement by Wenger like as a sincere, like top 4 is really hard, when he's like, you need a trophy for just being in top 4. But then when you have Mourinho saying stuff like that, he makes you reanalyze that statement and be like, hold on, yes, it's a competitive, like, up in the table in the Premier League and stuff. But at the same time, you have to have a certain type of mentality. And that's partially why, I feel like I rate Mourinho slightly a little bit higher than Wenger, but that's a story for another day. It's at the end of the day, Arteta is who is leading right now, and I feel like we're going to walk through Arsenal at the Emirates this weekend.
Oh, that's nice words there at the end there. So what, Anthony, going on, what would you say that Wenger was a better manager than Mourinho from what Football Power Hour was saying? Would you agree with that? Of course you're not going to, are you? You're Arsenal fans. Are you going to be biased? Or, I mean, look at you, Anthony. You're literally a Man United fan, aren't you, on this show tonight? You haven't given any.
No.
What was that in the group as well? You were like, oh, I can't wait for this tonight. Yeah, loads of banter. I'm going to give it to you. What are you doing?
Yeah,
mate?
To me, a manager is the CV. The CV says it all about the manager. If you've got a manager that's won 20 trophies on that CV, and then you look at Arsene Wenger's CV, which also is a good CV, with the trophies he won, and obviously going for that season unbeatable.
Grand Passé, Grand Passé, absolutely.
So it's still good, but I would most probably say that Jose Mourinho was is the better manager than Arsene Wenger.
Would you agree with that, Marley?
No, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not come here and give it to you lot, but you're asking me questions, and all I could do is answer them honestly. And with the manager is the CV. If a world-class manager has got an excellent CV on the amount of trophies he's won, that's it for me.
Is King there at all?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. For me, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, Mourinho is the more successful manager.
Okay.
Wenger is the better coach. So for me, if Wenger had the resources with the teams that Mourinho were playing, I think Wenger would have won even more trophies. That's just my opinion. Obviously, these are just like no one can tell you for a fact that it would be that way. But when you look at when Wenger came into England and how little money Arsenal used to spend, and he won the double 2 times, and he won an Invincible and a couple of FA Cups, before the restrictions. He was just a fantastic manager, and he was so good at developing players and his style of play and all of that. But obviously, the thing that also failed Wenger was his stubbornness to adapt to the modern football. Even things like dealing with certain agents and buying expensive players. It was also something that he was against, and that came at him. And he always wanted to prove a point.
Go on, football power.
Your statement makes me have to interject real quick and just say your statement makes me feel like Arsene Wenger is a successful Pochettino. Like Arsene Wenger is Pochettino with a couple of trophies.
Nah,
That's very harsh.
No,
Very harsh.
No chance.
Okay.
Very harsh.
Pochettino is in the league of your David Moyes. He can't chat to a Wenger. He hasn't reached them level.
Marley?
I loved Wenger back in the day, my man. Like I don't think you can argue with numbers too much. So yeah, Mourinho's ahead. Like definitely, you got to have a lot of ifs to argue in Wenger's favor. I would say that it's unfortunate that Mourinho is the better manager because like he's found much more success in Wenger. It didn't look as pretty, and it wasn't as like organic. It cost a lot more money and all of that. But like he adapted to like he did what he had to do, and he usually won as the underdog. So like better manager, there it is.
I mean, he did it with Porto, didn't he? That's the thing people don't remember is that before he went to Chelsea and had all that money, he actually won it with a team that was not that great. You didn't look at Porto.
He won it with Porto. He won it with Chelsea. He won it with Inter against Barcelona. Like Mourinho's done something phenomenal.
He didn't win it with Chelsea, though, did he?
I think
he didn't win the Champions. No.
Oh, okay, my bad.
He won the Champions League.
Matteo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Di Matteo who won.
But like he's got too many titles. Wenger did do arguably the hardest thing a manager's ever done, which is win the Premier League undefeated. But you can't just use that. Like Mourinho's done too much.
I think with Arsene Wenger, he was there on merit as well. He's one of those that always spotted incredible talent.
Yeah,
signed a player for 2 million, and we end up selling him like for 25 million. Obviously back in the day, which obviously made money for Arsenal. But when he was doing that and making the money for Arsenal, there was a time that Arsene Wenger wouldn't spend any more than something like anywhere between 13 to 15 million pound on a player. I believe you and me, that was so bloody frustrating, honestly, and it was. But those were the days that Wenger can spot the talent, bring in the players for cheap, and play well. I mean, there was a few of them we had. I mean, we signed Robin van Persie from Feyenoord for 2 million. I mean, what a buy that was.
Schumacher, what a great buy he was as well.
Yeah, you got pissed out the door, and then it was and all these other players like obviously he played well for us like Samuel Najri, Gael Clichy. The list is endless, and
lost Ashley Cole to Chelsea. Yeah, and
it was just all that that good talent, but in his 22 years that he was there at Arsenal, he failed twice to make the top 4. In his
What do you
last
think, Mr. B? Because they were saying, making the argument, Marley made the argument as well, the fact that they had the undefeated year, but that was 12 draws, wasn't it? I mean, would you like? What do you think to their undefeated season? You're muted. Mr.
Sorry, man. Yeah, to go undefeated, a season undefeated, you can't take it away from them, regardless of whether it was 12 draws, how much points, how much games they scraped or whatever. Unbeaten is unbeaten, so you have to hold up your hands to that. All right, the points total hasn't been as high as some of the teams that won the league, but those teams haven't gone the league unbeaten. So no, you have to take up your. To be fair, you have to hold up your hand and say, yeah, that's a record that may well not be beaten. To be fair,
Yeah, I just want to touch on
Who's
something.
this man speaking and where's Mr. B? Is this his twin? Because he's too reasonable. He's too reasonable.
Yeah, Mr. B touched on it earlier.
Mr. B.
I mean, the best manager was George Graham, without a doubt, and he was. And Arsene Wenger got a statue outside the Emirates. I do feel sort of maybe George Graham maybe should have had something, maybe a statue outside. Because with George Graham, he was there for 8 years, and he won us 6 trophies in 8 seasons. And that was one. That's by far that's the best manager that Arsenal's had.
And then he went to Tottenham, didn't he?
He went to Leeds United, then Tottenham. Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell! Dirty Leeds to dirty Tottenham from. Yeah. And
I think the problem with George Graham is the scandal. I think that's the reason why he doesn't have a statue. It's nothing to do with what he did on the pitch. It's what he did outside the pitch.
But that was
the bribe that he took.
Yeah, that was the season he got sacked, and we finished 12th that season. And Man United drew with West Ham last game of the season. Blackburn Rovers lost to Liverpool 2-1, but Blackburn.
Sorry, hang on. Are you talking about Chelsea? Was you? Oh no, you're talking about. Oh right, they finished.
No,
12th.
that was when you. That was the worst season we had was when we finished 12. Was when Blackburn beat you to win the Premier League. That was back in
93, right?
No, 94. 90, yeah, no, it was 94. That was.
Football Power Hour. You were just going to say something to Mr. B there. I don't know if you can still remember what you were saying.
No, it was connected to the Wenger Mourinho discussion of like, would you rather have the invincible record or would you rather have the record of conceding 15 goals in a title in a league, in a whole league campaign, because that's how much Mourinho conceded, I think, when he was at Chelsea the first time when he won the Premier League. So how would you which way would you do you rate higher?
I'm going unbeaten. I'm going to go unbeaten.
Just because you let in a lot more goals, Mr. B, but at the end of the day, you're not losing those games, right? So
yeah, you're showing a lot. You're showing more heart, man. If you know that, bro, unbeaten the whole season.
But 15 goals, though, like 15.
But all right. You sort of football that Jose was playing that season, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right, stop it right there.
And also, a lot of them draws.
Was invented. Go ahead, Kings. Sorry.
I think 3 or 4 of them draws came at the end of the season where we'd already won the title. I think people also forget that.
Yeah.
It's so hard when you've already won the title. The intensity goes down. It's just normal. Just look at Man City last year. After they won the title, I think they lost and draw, and that's why they didn't finish on 90 points. Yeah. But if they had to continue going on and fighting with us, they would have gone over 90 points.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're going to read out some comments and we're going to ask your predictions of what you think is going to happen in the game coming up on Sunday. Yeah, but Man United one season drops as Chelsea. Dan, Chelsea, are you Chelsea Dan? Are you lot in the Champions League? I don't know. They might never. Actually, probably next season. I think it could be 5 teams in the Premier League. So Chelsea, you got a better chance. Just ain't got to finish 12th this season. All right, make sure you don't do it because that don't get you anywhere, does it? Thomas House Gathering at right back. Big up Kenny Fan TV. Sounds like a really good channel. Kenny Fan TV. We took a break. Was you in the Champions League last season? There's a bit of a fight going on in the comments. Season we got rid of a lot of deadwood. We back next season. Just we remember we was in 10 when we had Mourinho and won it that year. You never won it with Mourinho though, did you?
He's talking about the league, I think. When
yeah,
I think Mourinho finished 10th, and then Conte came in and won the league in his first season. I think that's what he's referring to. But Chelsea is not winning the league this year. It's just not going to happen.
No chance.
Chelsea always win it when they're crap, don't they? I mean, you look at that season that they beat Barcelona in the semi-final. They shouldn't have won that game, really. And then they ended up beating Bayern Munich on penalties. And then this time around as well, it was the same thing. You dropped your manager halfway through and you end up winning the bloody thing with Havertz's goal. Crazy how it works. 20-man brawl at OT, October 1990. Happy days. Winterburn and McClare still love each other. Not sums up rivalry nicely. 2003 was handbags. Arsenal and Man United couldn't win the Mickey Mouse UEFA Cup season. Man United lost to former League Sevilla and Arsenal lost to Sporting Lisbon. All right, there's a lot of Chelsea haven't got anything to do tonight, clearly. Football Power Hour, bro. Honest, you think your team going to win Champions League with 007 Hag, but couldn't win UEFA Cup last season as when Arsenal were out and you were favourites but got battered. What do you say, Football Power Hour? He's calling you out on it.
I mean, like the Champions League is a toss-up, bro, because sometimes you can get a favor of the draw. Like as we saw with Man City, they have the first hurdle is getting out the group stages. And if you get out the group stages, you sometimes can also have a path that's carved out that's not necessarily easy, but it's relatively easier comparing to the other player, the other club that's going to be in the final. So anything can happen in the Champions League. I feel like that second spot is there for us. So round of 16, here we go.
Yay! Good lad, see. Big up Bargav. Hey, Arsenal winning. Of course you're going to say that you're an Arsenal fan. Question for the Arsenal lads. If they could swap these two results, would they? Losing to United, Rude scores that pen 2003, so no invincible, or beating Barcelona in 2006. I mean, come on, that's surely UEFA Champions League final win, right? No?
Yeah, definitely. We would have won that league anyway. So yeah, you know what I mean. So we were actually robbed in that Champions League final, in my opinion.
I mean, Arsenal hasn't won yet, but let me just put it this way. I think it's more. I think it's more likely that Arsenal wins the Champions League than it is for us to win the league undefeated again. So,
Cuz
right now, I'd swap. Yeah.
Don't go down without a fight, cuz. All right.
You haven't won it before. You was like, we never won it before. Sorry, Marley. King.
I mean, for me, if you told me in 2006 that we were not going to be in the Champions League final for the next 17, 18 years after that, I would have said, what are you smoking? So, yeah, of course, I would have taken it because that game have had such a huge impact on our future. So just imagine Arsenal win that trophy. You know, all the revenue and the sponsorship and the players that you can attract. Maybe we would have a whole different next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, we'll never hear from it again. We'll have a different 10, 15 years. The rest of us fans in the Premier League hearing about you going on about your first Champions League trophy.
Yeah. But the thing is, you know, when the thing that everyone always hold against Arsenal is that you've never won the Champions League. And it's true. We've been awful in Europe. Like our record in Europe in general is awful. And at that time, that was the time when we were starting to get into more quarterfinals and semifinals, and eventually we got to a final. So if we would have won that, I think it would have had such a positive impact on the club as a whole that I think that would have meant more for us than the invincible, because we would have still won the league.
No,
in
completely agree.
2004.
Completely agree. Bargav says Poch is a Simeone light. Wenger inherited that back four from George Graham.
No, he did. He did.
Won't see a gold trophy anywhere else. Matteo says we used to ridicule Wenger for championing top four, but now we see how difficult to stay in consistently. Coming from a United fan, absolutely, Matteo, I do agree. Like I said to Mr. B before, and I'm like, it doesn't even that much excite me anymore, the Champions League, because I know, well, mate, we'll be like lifting our arms up. We've won the Champions League just because we got out of the group, and then we get knocked out in round 16. That's what we get the money like the Glazers want, but we don't seem to get what we really want, which is to actually win. Was the scandal really that big? What was the scandal?
Yeah, it was Arsenal.
Yeah,
They did a lot to make sure he didn't go to jail. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Joel Malmin, I am back and I'm still raging about Maguire. This is not going to be healthy for me. Where is that blood pressure medicine?
Don't worry. Johnny Evans is signing as well. The future is bright.
Either Johnny Evans, honestly. George Graham, one Spurs last trophy. Just going to run through these very quickly. It's only a bit of quid. Cantona banned 2005. Blackburn won Premier League. Was it 2005, mate? Honestly,
No, it wasn't.
1995.
It was 1995. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, 10 years back. 1-0 to the Arsenal was the chant back in the day. Not anymore. Better to watch since Wenger arrived and Lehmann sent off Key. Absolutely right. So we're going to ask everybody what they think the score is going to be, etc., etc. Starting off with you, Anthony. Go for it, mate.
Right. Okay. I want to go for what do I do? I want to go for Arsenal win, but it depends on the players and the formations and where he's playing them too. I don't want Kai Havertz nowhere near my team. Don't want him in it, because if he's in it, we're going to lose it. So change formation, 4-2-3-1, and play the players. I want to see Partey and Declan Rice together in a 2 in front of the defence. That's what I want to see. And also maybe a change of goalkeeper. The Brentford goalkeeper maybe in goal. I mean, Ramsdale's he's a good goalkeeper, but he's been a bit miss and go, like, that sort of thing, in the last few games. So I don't mind changing that up a bit. And hopefully, I'm not too sure. Maybe Gabriel, what's his name? Jesus up front. So he's back in training now. So hopefully he might be in that game, and we can see different. But Eddie Nketiah has been scoring our goals, even though I'm not a fan of his. But he's been keeping Arsenal afloat basically. And that's it. I mean, obviously, playing Kai Havertz in our team is like Manchester United playing Mason Mount. I mean, what's that all about? So it is what it is. Yeah.
What about you, Marlon? Actually, no. I'm going to go to Man United to ask you. So, football power hour, mate. What do you think?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I see Kai Havertz, just like he was saying, if I see Kai Havertz on that lineup, if I see Thomas Partey in that lineup, we will be there, bro. We will be there. Thomas Partey versus Marcus Rashford. Rashford is cooking all day. I'm a little bit worried about Dalot versus Saka. I have to say that's like there's a couple of like matchups in here that are going to be key battles, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see how we respond to that. Because at the end of the day, prior to when we started the stream, guys, I was like, who needs to win this game more? Is it Man United or is it Arsenal? I mean, of course, both teams won 3 points, but who do the 3 points mean more to? Is it because Arteta is more or less in his do or die season? I feel like if Arteta, this is I don't know. I'll wait for my Arsenal friends to like respond to that. Oh, I saw that. nice, man. Nice camera work, man. But I feel like it's one of those moments where Arteta had the moment of like whatever stabilizing the ship and then creating the identity, and now the identity is there, and now it's actually I don't know, he's on some experiment that I don't understand about forming multiple identities or evolving or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's not for me to try and figure out Arteta's experiment. It's for me to try and figure out how Man United are going to play. And I believe that Ten Hag, it's a blessing in disguise that Mount is in on the bed right now. And we're going to have Eriksen, we're going to have Bruno and Casemiro, and that midfield trio took us a long way last season. And because of Eriksen's injury, we forgot about how important Eriksen was, and he's starting to take the heartbeat of Man United is starting to be there. So. Rashford versus Partey. We will be there.
Brilliant. What about you, Marley?
Well, I just want to start by saying that I think Arteta is a much better manager than Antony, so I'm not too worried with the whole like him trying different formations in general. Like, so I don't think we're gonna see. I'm pretty confident that we're not gonna see Thomas Partey a right back against United. I do think we're going to be playing Zinchenko, a left back, and I'm not too worried with that because I feel like recovery-wise, Declan Rice is as good as it gets. So I think he can like fix the few mistakes that Zinchenko should do defensively because Zinchenko is more focused on going forward. I don't know if Havertz is going to play. I think he had his worst game, the last game. The other two, I don't think it was too bad. I think people overdo it a little bit. People underestimate him a bit. And I think it's like Mr. B said, exactly the same thing. Like 3 games in, I feel like people need to be a little more patient with Mount, who's a good player at United, and with Havertz, who's a good player at Arsenal. Hasn't worked out yet in the Premier League. I know that he's been here for a while.
He just muted himself during speech there. I wish that happened to some
It
people.
was Antony muting.
Who's I hear of Havertz? I mute him. No. Right, Mr. B, what's your opinions, mate? I'm overtaking.
I would prefer the Havertz didn't start that game. But I
right, go away. Right, Mr.
I said I would rather Havertz didn't play. Are you listening to me? I would rather him not be in the starting 11, okay? Now shut up for a second, cuz. Let me talk. But anyway, I do feel like, it's going to be a tough game. It's a derby, and I feel like whoever wins this, it's probably going to be by more than a goal. But I do feel like Arsenal's the better team right now, and right now Arteta's doing a better job. And I do think the result matters more for Arsenal, which is something that works in United's favor because the pressure is bigger on us right now. We're playing at home as well. And I feel like if United gets second, I feel like most United fans are going to be happy with that. If it's second to City, second to Arsenal, maybe not. But if it's second to City, most United fans are going to be okay with that. If Arsenal gets second, I'm going to be fine with that. But you get fans like Antony who are going to be pissed at it. So, it's the pressure is bigger. I don't think it's do or die season for Arteta. I feel like he needs to have a bad season for him to get the sack, not for him not to win the Champions League or the Premier League. I feel like he just needs to keep the curve going up. And he's facing like, when was the last time that we had a team like Pep Guardiola's Man City in the league? Like it's tough. It's tough to win the league right now. Arsenal had a great season last season. Most years in the era of the Premier League, we would have won it. I don't think we bottled anything, and I think we're looking solid, and I'm happy with where we're going.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a poll going, don't we, Matthew?
We do, Anthony.
And what is the outline of that poll so far?
Well, bloody, why do that to me? Then I'm not prepared to do it. Like, who does that to somebody?
Well, I could let you know it's 60-40 and it's the 60% is in Arsenal's favour.
How many votes though? 2?
I don't know, Al. See if you can see that.
Bloody hell,
Wait.
it is 5 votes. Well, I'm not going to give you
Maddie, it's very worrisome that you thought 2 votes could actually have an outcome of 60 and 40%.
Yeah, I
Do you know what?
know.
I thought that, but I thought I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
I know.
Get voting. Get voting. You vote 2, Arsenal.
What's the go to 60% for the one vote? 40%. No, damn it. We've got to wrap this up. What do you think? Prediction. 3. I should have said 3.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal, but if Kai Havertz is playing, I'll say 2-2. So I'm sorry about that, but that's my opinion.
I'm asking Mr. B. You've already said yours.
I'm actually gonna go. I'm actually gonna go 2-2. We haven't won in months, so I'm not expecting us to go there and win. Our confidence away from home is done. At home, it would have been a different thing. I can see us scoring, especially on the break.
Yeah,
but I can see them scoring. I can see them scoring tomorrow. So I'm gonna go 2-2.
You're
Oh,
muted.
now he's on.
Matt, you're muted.
Sorry. King, finally you, mate. What's the score going to be? Why did I mute myself?
Yeah, I reckon we win. I reckon Arsenal 3-1. And I think we're going to see the formation most fans want to see. I think the main reason why Thomas Partey has been playing right back is because of the injuries. So Jurriën Timber got injured, so that plan went to bed. Zinchenko was injured, that plan went to bed. And Arteta's philosophy is to play with one inverted fullback. So it had to be Thomas Partey, basically, because he's the one who's done it before. Ben White isn't really an inverted fullback. Kivio isn't really an inverted fullback. So it had to be Partey. But I think now that Zinchenko is fit, I think we'll see Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, White. I think we'll see the midfield though. Rice, Partey, Odegaard. And I think Eddie will start at top. I think he deserves to start. I think he's been one of our best players so far this season. He scored in all of the games bar one, and then he won a penalty in the game. He didn't score. That won us the game. So I would actually start him and have Jesus coming in from have Jesus come in second half. And I think the fact that United are so poor away from home, especially in the top 6, top 8 games, I think that will give it to us. But there is pressure on Arteta to win this game. If we don't win this game, I'm not saying pressure like, oh, he's going to get sacked, but a lot of questions are going to be asked. And people are going to start looking at, oh, was it a fluke season? Does he know what he's doing? Like, what's really going on?
Has he reached his ceiling?
Game. Yeah. It is an important game. But I think it's also an important game for Man United. I think if you guys lose, people are going to look at your transfer window and be like, oh, why are we getting your Højbjergs and your Evans and regular? It's like, what's going on? And it's going to be Glazers out all again. And we're going to see all the Norwich flags again and all of that. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Right, we'll finish it off there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. It's been a brilliant show. We've got a few comments in his.
Matt, I didn't say what the score is going to be because I didn't say that.
You didn't.
Not the prediction. I know the score tomorrow. It's going to be 2-1. 2-1 United.
Tomorrow. You played it on the PlayStation, yeah? The game's on Sunday.
No. On Sunday.
He doesn't even know when the game is. That's how deluded he is. He doesn't even know when the game is.
It's gonna be a war. I'm ready. I want it tomorrow. I want it, Sunday.
I didn't make prediction either, actually. And tomorrow could have been 2-1, but on Sunday it's going to be 3-1 to the Arsenal.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. We'll be there.
Big up to everybody in the comments as well. People loving the show. Great show. Very entertaining. Yes, Sunday is on Sunday as well.
You skipped one.
I've skipped a few. Yeah, we've got to rock and roll because there are shows coming on for other channels, which is the very important part of the show as well. Shouting out your channels. Thank you, everybody, for tuning on the panel. Smash a like, share, subscribe, people that are in the comments. Starting off with Mr. B, mate. Where can we find you, sir? Thank you so much for coming on. And we'll get you
anytime, man. Anytime you know what to give me the invite, I'm here, man. You can find me on the Man United agenda every day at 8:30. Bar Saturday, because I've got my own things to do on a Saturday. I will be doing a watch along on Sunday. We'll have the takeaway tomorrow with my right hand man or left hand man, top of the screen. I don't know which way this screen's going, but look, up there anyway. Mr. Herbert, I will be seeing you tomorrow, my friend.
See you tomorrow. Definitely.
There we go. Go check that out tomorrow at 10 o'clock p.m. The Man United agenda for the Friday night takeaway show. Brilliant. I've been on there a few times as well. It is a laugh. It is a crack. King Saeed, mate, thank you so much for coming on once again. It has been a little while, and love your input as well, mate. Please do let us know where everybody can find you on your wonderful channel too.
Man, it's always a pleasure to be here. Yeah, I always love to banter Mr. B, so it was great to have him. You're a real one. But yeah, you can find me on King Football Show. Do make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. The Man United Agenda is a very good channel as well. Make sure you subscribe to them, boys. They do some fantastic stuff over there. So thanks for having me on. And hopefully you will hear me very loud on Sunday.
Yeah, I hope you're quiet, King. I hope you're quiet. Marley, the bro. Thank you so much for coming on, mate, for this one.
Yeah, of course, man. Well, people say assholes, like everybody has one. I have at least 5, right? But my very beloved assholes. And it's been fun. Please stay tuned to Football United TV and all the shows we do. On Sundays, we have an MLS chat coming up on the Fita show. And do check out Golasso Kits, please. Or official sponsors of the show. And thanks for having me once again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marley, mate. Football Power Hour, mate. Thank you once again for coming on. Botswanapapi.
Thank you. I brought my sandboard with me, and I just want to say big up to you guys. It's always fun. Thank you so much for having me here. You can find me at Football Power Hour. I haven't been on the Man United agenda in a while. I have to be. We have to change that, Mr. V. We have to change that.
No doubt, man. Don't worry, man. The season's starting again. If it's just. There's been big badness going on behind the scenes, but yeah, definitely, Pappy, man. We'll sort things out for you, brother.
Yes, and I hope to be invited into the Arsenal channel, Kings Football. Everywhere. I just love talking football with everybody. It doesn't matter the club. So big up to you for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel in here because we're all supporting each other. And Arsenal at the Emirates on Sunday.
We will be there. Brilliant, mate. Last but not least, Anthony Herbert, mate. Where can we find you? Thanks for coming on once again. It's your show anyway.
Yeah, I know, but who's a bloody asshole? Marley, what's going on here? You're on my side. Call me an asshole.
Define side.
I'm joking. I know what you meant by that.
I love you, cuz.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I've really enjoyed this show tonight and that. Obviously, you can find me on here, from Gunners Ball Corners and obviously on the, the Premier League Weekend show doing that one as well. Also, you can find me on the Friday night takeaway on the Man United agenda. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for that. And all I'm going to say is a bye for me and a bye for Manchester United. And that's it.
What's that, your shower cap?
Oh my God, it's your twin.
It's a poo.
Oh my God. Brilliant.
Love it, Anthony. Great stuff.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back, I think, in about an hour and a half. I'll be back talking about the Champions League just for like 10, 15 minutes. So come and tune in and check out everybody else's channel. And until next time, take care, everybody. Au revoir. Come on, United.
Come on, Arsenal.